What's up everyone, and welcome again to another video. And today we're going to review a BBR model. As you can see, this is the outer cardboard sleeve with the BBR logo embossed in it. And here we have the Ferrari box. It is of course the Ferrari SF70-H from the 2017 Monaco Grand Prix, won by German Sebastian Vettel. The box, nothing too special about it. It's more the thing that's inside. So I'm gonna show you this as well. It's the styrofoam clamp where the model is sat in, with the movable DRS wing instructions as well, and the BBR logo embossed on it. But nothing too special about the styrofoam packaging. It's more to protect and transport a car, because yeah, I don't think anyone is gonna display it with this packaging. But the thing that's really cool are actually the screws. And you can unscrew the model like this. Basically it's plastic with a metal screw on it, and you can unscrew it without having to get the toolbox or the screwdriver. So that's a pretty cool feature, I have to say. So here we are, here we have the model, a beautiful Diecast BBR F1 model. Usually BBR make resin models, but they have a range of Ferrari F1 Diecast models. I think the first one was the 2016 car, and this is the Monaco version of 2017 car. There was an Australian Grand Prix version as well, which is of course slightly different because it was another race. So Diecast usually means the wheels also rotate. The resin cars have fixed wheels normally. Not that it's that important, but sometimes it's good to rotate them a bit. So yeah, the overall look of the model is very good. You can already see it's very refined. You have these panel lines and those rivets and bolts that are very nicely replicated. And I really think it's a superb model car. I think Minichamps and Spark could learn a thing or two from this one. It's around the same price as the other ones. Maybe slightly more expensive, but the level of detail in it is just fantastic, and it's really worth its price, well, to me anyways. And I know Minichamps, actually they distribute this model, if I'm not mistaken, so it couldn't hurt them to maybe open up a box and check this model out a bit, because they, as I said, could learn a thing or two from it. And let's have a look now at those details that I was talking about, and let's start at the front of the model. And the front wing, the midsection, you have this piece of ballast, I believe, in it with the FIA sticker on it, and it's very nicely replicated. The cascades in the front wing are not cut out, but they look very good nonetheless. And you have those very refined aluminium slot gap separators, which look really good. The guiding vanes on the front wing and the end plate look very refined and very detailed as well, around the same quality as the Minichamps and Sparks. Then you have this little slot underneath the nose at the Kaspersky decal that they nicely replicated, and the turning vane underneath the nose as well. The brake ducts then are very nicely modeled with the grille in it. The cameras on the nose are very good with the different texture of carbon, and the suspension looks a bit plasticky maybe compared to the rest, but still looks quite okay. Then one of my favorite parts of the model, and those are the wheels. And if you look at the sidewall of the tires, you see all the letters and stripes on it, which is pretty cool. The rim also has a tire valve, the little yellow dot there, and the hollowed out front wheel nuts. And you'll see at the back the wheel nuts are slightly different. They're cone shaped, but there again the wheels, the sidewalls of the tires, and the little tire valve sticking out. It's very nicely done. The barge boards are very nicely replicated, very detailed, as are all the antennas on top of the cockpit and the extra wings next to the Ferrari logo there. Then the intake of the side pods It's quite a complicated arrangement, but they done a nice job to replicate that. And then another part that I really like of this model, it is the cockpit. The helmet of Sebastian is really nicely done. Of course, a specific helmet design that they copied really nicely. And then the little wing on the back of the helmet, you have the Xylon strip shape on the visor as well, and even the gurney chin spoiler at the front, the translucent part at the front that you can see. The rest of the figurine is really nice with the seat belts and the photo etched buckles, and then the hands sticking out of the cockpit celebrating his win. It looks a bit weird, looks a bit like the Pope saluting the people, but at least it looks like a hand, and it's quite okay. It's just, yeah, I think they should have used a fist or at least a typical Sebastian Vettel finger. Then the steering wheel is really nice. It's like it's a actual 1/18 replica of the steering wheel. You could take it out and display it on itself. It's so beautiful. Then the part behind it where it connects to the bulkhead is really nicely done. Usually they don't model it that way, so it's very refined, and you can see even the foam protecting the driver's legs inside the cockpit as well. Then those gills next to the cockpit are very nicely replicated, and then on the airbox you have those wings, that little wing, and then the cameras, and they look really nice as well. Of course, the floor of the car is quite detailed. You have the carbon texturing in the plastic, and then these gills that are cut out, and that's always very nice, of course. The brake ducts at the rear are very detailed, as is the suspension. And yeah, the whole back of the car with the Coke bottle shape is very detailed. You have the shark fin with the number on it, and the little T-wing that they used in Monaco, slightly different to the T-wing they used in Melbourne. The exhausts and the heat shields on the rear wing supports are very cool as well, with a little temperature gauge on it. Then the DRS system is really nice, and the gills of course are cut out on the rear wing end plates, which I always really like. And the DRS, as I said, it's a movable DRS, so you can open it up and close it up, which I don't think is such a plus, but okay, it's nice to play with. The diffuser also looks really good, with different elements in it, the floor and the diffuser there, and the vertical stakes underneath that are actually also carbon layered or carbon textured. It really looks really refined. The exhausts coming out of the rear of the car are very detailed, and the little monkey seat on top of the gearbox casing is very nicely done as well, and with the little triangular wings even next to the gearbox casing there, and even that wing underneath attached to the gearbox casing that I actually never noticed before. Then you have that little lip spoiler on top of the rear light. That looks really cool. You can see the monkey seat is maybe a little bit wonky, it's not on there dead straight, but yeah, the details are still very good. So yeah, as I said, a very nicely detailed model by BBR. They really upped the game, I have to say. This should be the benchmark for the 1/18 scale Formula 1 models, so Spark, Minichamps, this is where you have to pay attention and take this as your benchmark and try to beat it. I really enjoy having this model in my collection. I even put some race dirt and extra tire markings on it, as I usually do, but I was already very happy with the standard form of the car. It's very detailed, and yeah, I'm very happy to have it in my collection, as I said. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the review, and I hope to see you soon for the next one. Bye.